So let's just jump right in. For what feels like forever, AI was basically just science fiction, right? But it's not anymore. It's here, it's a huge part of our daily lives, and believe me, it is completely shaking up the world of design.
I mean, just think about it for a second. That perfect playlist Spotify makes for you, the show that Netflix just knows you're gonna love, that is all AI working away in the background. And it's way past being just a simple tool that does what you tell it to. It's really becoming a partner, one that can think, predict, and even create for us. And this whole new world has created this fascinating split for designers, like a two-sided coin. On one side, you've got designing for AI. That's all about figuring out how to build the user experience for products that are powered by AI. And then, on the other side, you have designing with AI, which is all about using these amazing systems as a tool to basically give ourselves creative superpowers. So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with this new reality, then we'll dive deep into designing for AI and with AI. After that, we'll look at how the role of a designer is changing, and finally, what the future of collaboration between humans and machines actually looks like. Okay, first things first. Let's talk about what this new reality even is. This huge shift, from predictable software to these intelligent systems, has created a whole new playbook, new challenges, and of course, new opportunities for anyone making products today. Right, so here's the key takeaway. When we talk about AI in design, we are not just talking about some smarter undo button. No way. We're talking about a genuine collaborative partner, a system that can guess what we need, spit out ideas we never would have thought of, and really just completely change how we use technology. All right, let's get into that first side of the coin, designing for AI. And I have to say, I love this subtitle, Dancing with Uncertainty, because honestly, that just hits the nail on the head. It's the perfect way to describe the main challenge. So here's a really important thing to get your head around. With old school software, everything is certain. You click save, the file saves. End of story. But AI? It doesn't work like that at all. It runs on probabilities. It makes educated guesses. And that means its answers can be surprising or inconsistent, or sometimes just flat out wrong. And that uncertainty, that's the very thing we have to design around. So how do we actually do that? Well, it really boils down to three big ideas for making sure users and these AI systems get along. You have to manage expectations, you have to build trust through transparency, and maybe most importantly, you have to plan for when things go wrong. Let's dig into each of these. First up, managing expectations. Look, if you let your users think your AI is some kind of magic, all-knowing wizard, you're just setting them up for a fall. The perfect example is that little disclaimer right on ChatGPT's homepage. It tells you right up front, hey, this thing might just make stuff up. By being honest from the get-go, they stop users from getting frustrated later on. It's simple, but it's brilliant. Second, building trust. And this one is huge. For so many people, AI just feels like a black box. Stuff goes in, an answer comes out, and what happens in the middle is a complete mystery. And when people don't get the why behind an AI's decision, what's the first reaction? They don't trust it. The secret to cracking open that black box is a concept called explainability. It's a really powerful idea, but it's pretty simple. You just have to make the AI's thinking understandable. You don't have to show them all the crazy algorithms, but you've got to give the user some clue about the logic that's going on behind the scenes. And we see this everywhere all the time. When Spotify suggests a new song and tells you it's because you listen to so-and-so, that's explainability. It builds trust. Or when YouTube gives you that little "don't recommend this channel" button, it gives you a feeling of control, right? That also builds trust. It's all about showing your work and giving the user a bit of power. And that leads us to our third principle. AI is going to mess up. It's a guarantee. So the goal isn't to build a perfect AI, because that's impossible. The real goal is to design a graceful, helpful experience for when those mistakes happen. Think of errors not as failures, but as moments you can actually design. So how do you do that? Well, first, give people easy ways to give feedback. The simple thumbs up or thumbs down on a response is a great example. It helps the user and it helps train the model. Second, don't just give one perfect answer. Give a few options. Take a look at an image tool like Midjourney. You give it a prompt, it gives you back 4 different images. This takes the pressure off the AI to be perfect and lets the user pick what works best for them. All right, time to flip a coin. We've talked all about designing for AI systems. So now let's get into designing with AI and using it to give ourselves some serious creative superpowers. This is where, for me, things get really, really cool.
What happens when the AI is no longer the thing we're trying to build, but it's our actual collaborator sitting right there next to us, helping us build it?
Honestly, the impact is just wild. It's touching every single part of the design process. For research, an AI can sift through thousands of user comments in a few minutes, finding themes that would take a person weeks. In ideation, it's like a brainstorming partner that never gets tired. You can ask it for 20 different ideas and get them instantly. For content and visuals, it can write headlines, generate icons from a simple sentence, and for prototyping, it can even write basic code to get you started. It's incredible. And you really see this in visual design. I mean, the ability to go from a totally blank page to 4 unique, pretty high-quality illustrations in literally 30 seconds, that is an absolute game changer for how fast we can work and create.
So with all of this amazing new power, it brings up a really big question, right? A question about the future of the design profession itself and what our new role is actually going to be. Let's just get right to it. Is AI coming to take all the designers' jobs? I mean, come on, it's the question that's on everybody's mind.
The short answer is no, but it is absolutely changing the job. Our role as designers is shifting. We're moving away from being the maker, the person who has to craft every single little thing from scratch, and we're becoming the director. Our job now is about asking the right questions, guiding the AI, sorting through its best ideas, and making the final strategic call.
And what's interesting is that this shift makes those core human skills more important than ever. An AI can spit out 10 logos, sure, but it takes human empathy and critical thinking to know which one will actually connect with people. It takes a human to define the right problem to solve in the first place. And it absolutely requires human ethical judgment to use these powerful tools the right way. So, when you put it all together, it really only points in one direction. This isn't about humans versus machines. It's about a powerful new kind of teamwork, human and machine collaboration. When we design for AI, our job is to build a good partnership between the user and the tech. And when we design with AI, we're using that same kind of partnership to make ourselves more creative. The technology's here, the potential is massive. So the only real question left is, how are we going to design this new collaborative future?